Hey, everybody. Today I'm joined by Matt Eckert, President and CEO of Holiday World. Welcome to y'all 106.7.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
How are you feeling? You're doing a press tour of the whole building.
That's right. Yeah, I'm kind of making my world tour here, but no, I love it. I love Nashville. Nashville's such a fun city, a fun town, and anytime I can come here, I'll jump at it.
Yeah. Well, y'all got a lot going on your way. So in a town called Santa Claus, Indiana,
right.
which sounds like a Hallmark movie.
Right.
I really want to go there. You have a place called Holiday World. And for first timers like me and our listeners, tell us what it is.
Yeah. So we started back in 1946 as a small little park. We're in a town called Santa Claus, and our founder was like, you know what, this is a really cool town, and there's people coming here, and there's nothing to do. So he started Santa Claus Land. So slowly over time it grew, and then in 1984 we realized we were getting much more than just small children. We were getting families. We became Holiday World and started adding different holiday sections. So we have 4th of July, we have Christmas, we have Thanksgiving, we have Halloween. Again, that continued to grow and go crazy. We added our first wooden roller coaster. Attendance was booming, so we're like, you know what? The hot thing right now is water parks. Let's add a water park. So in 1993, we opened Splashin Safari, and that too has continued to grow. So I like to say all the time that, we are a family park, and we started out as a small family park. We're not small anymore, but it's important for me to maintain that family feel. So we've grown, in size and offerings. We have 3 world-class wooden coasters. We have the nation's only launched wing steel coaster. We have a world-class water park. We have 3 water coasters, tons of water slides, 2 wave pools. We just added North America's first family boomerang coaster. So there's literally something there for everyone to do. But beyond that, I think what makes us really special is we consider ourselves a value park for families. We really focus on families. So we don't want mom and dad to feel like they're being nickeled and dimed every time they walk, every time they're walking through the park. So you don't have to pay for parking. We give away free sunscreen, all throughout the park, and we offer free soft drinks and Gatorade. So we have stations throughout the park to make sure you stay hydrated. You don't have to pay $5 every time your child wants a drink. You can just walk up, get something, and have a good day.
Wow. I wish everybody in Nashville thought like you. Free parking is unheard of in this city.
Well, that's what I say. When you start your day off by paying $20 for parking, like that just kind of sets a tone for me. Like it just sets a tone of, okay, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be shelling out bucks all day long. It's like we don't want to do that. Like that's not who we are, and that's not the experience we want to have for our guests. And you pay one price, you get both parks, and you get everything that comes with it.
Those little things really make a difference.
They do.
So what is your season? When do you open and when do you close? Are you open year-round?
We are not open year-round. We are a seasonal park. So we have been open the last 2 weekends, and starting this weekend, we will be open then full-time every day until the middle of August. And then we kind of switch into our Happy Halloween weekend mode, which is my favorite time of the year to come. Yeah. So those will be weekends only then through the end of October. But in between there, one thing that we started too that's been really cool is two years ago, we started a drone show, which, if I say that, people are like, what the heck is that? Well, it's these flying, colorful lights up in the air. And we started with 300. Last year, we added another 100 to take it to 400. This year, we're adding another 100 to make it 500 drones in the sky, plus fireworks. So when I say drones, imagine pictures that are 2 football fields wide, and these are dynamic 3D motion pictures that are kind of changing from one scene to another to music, and we have a dance party for the kids.
Wow.
So that's really gone crazy for us, and it's just a lot of fun. It's something very different you can't find anywhere else.
I've never even heard of anything like that.
So
That
I'd
is
say
so
go
cool.
online and check it out, but even looking at it online doesn't do it justice. It's just something. It's a true experience for sure.
Very cool. You touched on Happy Halloween weekend. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so that's my favorite time to come. The weather obviously gets a little bit more mild during that time period. The water park's obviously not open, but we do add some more. It's Happy Halloween weekends. It's not scary. We don't want it to be scary for the kids. So we have 2 corn mazes. We have some other attractions specific for kids that we open up just at that time. We have all different kinds of fall foods. We have fall themed shows and entertainment. It's just, it's my favorite time of year to come, just because we bring in like tens of thousands of pumpkins and, Halloween decorations, and just completely transform the park.
Yeah. Everyone here has been raving about the food. I heard the food is really good there.
Our food is pretty awesome. Yeah, really, really awesome.
That's very cool.
Especially down in Thanksgiving. And that's the other thing I want to touch upon too, is we did add a new roller coaster this year called Good Gravy, which is
on your
goofy.
shirt there, Good Gravy.
That's right,
yeah.
Representing. it's a very unique concept as well. So the coaster trains are actually gravy boats. You're riding in a gravy boat,
Funny.
and we take you through an area that we call Stuffing Springs, and you pass like 10-foot tall whisks and 15-foot tall rolling pins and chicken timers, and we take you up a spike, a 77-foot spike, and then you go backwards back through the station. What's cool about the station is we have fashioned that after Grandma's house. We call it Grandma Gracie's house. So you walk through a kitchen and a living room and a bathroom, and everything has stuff that's kind of a throwback to when you were younger. And I like to use the example of, when I first saw it, I walked in and the kitchen counter was the exact same orange kitchen counter that my grandma had.
Wow.
And I'm like, that was ugly then and it's ugly now. And our director of theming said, we're not using ugly, we're calling it perfectly tacky. I'm like, that's a great way to describe it. So for me, that was like a validation of, okay, there's going to be something in here that's going to tug at everybody's heartstrings. There's going to be some nostalgia to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh yeah, we put you on a great coaster right after that. So for me, this is a true experience. It's not just a ride.
That is so cool. So the design of all that, where does that originate? Who has the idea of building a coaster and calling it Good Gravy? Do you have a hand in the design process at all?
We do. That's one thing I love about not being a corporate park. We're family owned, so most decisions are made sitting around a table. And when we first started talking about what kind of attraction we wanted to put in this area, we said, okay, we need something. We need an in-betweener. We call it an in-betweener coaster because we have a kiddie coaster, the Howler up in Hollywood Funtown, and then we have Raven, the wooden coaster. Some kids are feeling like they're too big to ride the little kiddie coaster, but they're not quite ready to ride the wooden coaster yet. It's like we need something for those kids. So Good Gravy is 38-inch height requirement. We want to try to find something that would fit that height requirement, but still be a thrill ride. So 38 inches is around 3 years old probably. And we knew it's in Thanksgiving, so we had to do something themed Thanksgiving. And anytime we do a big project, we start off with like a code name. And so this was Project Gravy Boat is what we kept calling it. Well, finally, we worked with the designer, we worked with the manufacturer, and we talked about the layout. This is a custom layout. Here's how it needs to look, and here's the path we want it to take. And, oh, yeah, we want the gravy boats to be the train.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, okay, we can make that happen. And then we were just sitting around talking about names, and somebody said, oh, Good Gravy. And we're like, that's it. That is it. Let's go with it. And we fully recognize that it's goofy. We fully recognize that it's crazy. But who else could have a coaster named Good Gravy besides Holiday World?
And pull it off.
And I said, you know what? The reception has been insane. From a social media standpoint, our communications and marketing team did a fantastic job. We've had over 1 billion impressions on our social media posts. And that's what I like to say. I'm like, from small town Southern Indiana and Santa Claus, y'all are pulling off 1 billion impressions on the things that you're posting.
Yeah.
That's something to be proud of. So good job to them. Hats off to them. They've done a really good job. But when you have something goofy like that to work with, it makes it a little easier.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And this is one of the oldest theme parks in the country, right?
We are the nation's first theme park. Yeah.
So the oldest, the first.
Yeah, we came before Disney World.
Wow.
Yeah.
Walt Disney just copied y'all. He really owes you.
They've done a good job. I give him props.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I knew what he was doing.
But I think you being family owned, I mean, Disney's such a huge corporation now, and so I think that what you have going on is really special. And you're not going to find free parking and free drinks.
No, and I guess the other free thing, so last year we're talking about, okay, what's something else free that we can do? So we started free pre-K season passes. So if you're 4 or 5 years old, you get a free season pass. You don't have to pay. Mm-hmm. And that program took off, like crazy as well. But yeah, from a family-owned standpoint, we're in our 4th generation of family ownership since 1946. In the theme park world, that's crazy for that to still be around. In any business, that's still crazy to be around to make it through 4 generations of family ownership. So the Cook family has done a fantastic job of making sure that stays true and our values stay the same.
Yeah, I love that. Now, for out-of-towners, do you have a place to stay? I saw you had lodging on your website.
So there are several places in the area. Probably the place that I would recommend the most is there's a place called Santa's Cottages. It's right off of 231. They have various different sizes. They have 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms. And then right next to us is Lake Rudolph Campground and Outdoor Resort. So they have cabins, and then they have sites where if you have a camper, you can pull up and reserve there. And they have really fun stuff going on at Halloween too. So you can make it a full experience if you want to bring your kids to something like that.
Everything's like Santa's Cottages, Rudolph. I love it. That's so great.
Yeah. No, our address is 452 East Christmas Boulevard.
Yeah, that's very cool. Now, one more thing I want to ask. We touched on this. Matt, tell me what your favorite kind of music is.
Country is my favorite music, 100%.
Country music.
I don't know if you can tell from my accent, but yeah, I love country music.
And who's your favorite artist or one of your favorite artists?
Oh, gosh. Right now, That's a tough one. So are we talking old school, new school?
80s, 90s, early 2000s.
80s, 90s, early 2000.
No pressure.
Can we throw Dolly Parton in there?
Absolutely. I got her on my coffee
Because
mug right here.
I am obsessed with Dolly Parton.
Yeah,
like, she is one of my most favorite people in the whole world. We were actually at Dollywood last year, and we saw her, and she was there. And we had a conference awards banquet thing, and she was there, and she spoke and sang. And I'm like, yeah, you're my new favorite person.
Yeah,
like, she's just so authentically really fake, and she owns it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just awesome. She is who she is, and her music's incredible. Her voice is so unique, and her songwriting
business
skills
mind
are undeniable. Yeah, so big Dolly fan.
What would Dolly do? She'd open a theme park.
That's
like
right.
We did.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much, and we look forward to coming out. I can't wait to bring my niece there, my nephews. It's going to be awesome.
They would love it. Thank you. Thanks for having me.